You ready to proceed? The technology is in place? John?
Yep.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Let's go right to Roman numeral number 2, which is the approval of the minutes from the public session that was held here on May. The minutes have been distributed. They are behind tab A, as you will, I assume, know. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Seconded.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion to approve the minutes is carried. We'll move to Roman numeral number 3, our Executive Director report. Ms. Bybin?
Thank you. We have 2 additions to the JCOPE staff. I'm delighted to announce Chief Investigator Pat Coltree and a Director of Ethics and Lobbying Compliance, Rob Cohen, has joined us. That's it on the staff update.
So on the, if I may interrupt for a moment, to give an update on the Lobbying Act guidelines and regulations, as you all know, we conducted a public hearing right here in this room on June 7th on the new reportable business relationship and the source of funding disclosure requirements. The hearing was, we thought, very productive. The comments that were submitted were informative and constructive. First, let me take a moment to thank everyone who participated, whether by submitting written comment, by taking the time to come to the public hearing and present at the hearing, and of course to the staff for organizing the hearings and the commissioners who did participate. The staff has begun the work of drafting the guidelines, and we have spoken about forming a committee of commissioners to help and assist in that work and to assist ultimately the commission when we review them and determine what the final regulations and guidelines will look like. If anyone is interested in participating on that committee, please email me by the end of business tomorrow. The target date regarding the drafting is to have a draft ready for commissioners to review and deliberate over and hopefully vote on by our next meeting date, which is
July 31st.
July 31st. While, of course, it's in everyone's interest to do this quickly and expeditiously, obviously we have to balance that with careful and deliberate work, which we intend to do. To be clear, as we said at the hearing and on several other occasions, lobbyists and clients are still required to file their bi-monthly and semi-annual reports in mid-July. The reportable business relationship forms are up on our website, and all impacted entities, clients, lobbyists, should make the best effort to report this information based on a plain reading of the law. Of course, as guidance is published, the forms can be amended and accordingly. As to the forms and instructions for the source of funding requirement, those forms will necessarily, of course, track the regulations, and they'll be available as soon as our regulations are ultimately adopted. It should be very clear that no one will be relieved of their obligation to file under the law. Anything else?
Yeah, just to follow up, with respect to JCOPE's adjudicatory regulations, you might recall that we developed adjudicatory regulations. They were approved by the Commission, and then we engaged in the State Administrative Procedure Act process. That process has now been completed. So the regulations are final, and they will become effective as soon as they are published.
Okay. Any questions so far?
Madam Chair, I would only ask that in the lobbying guidelines and regs that are going to be undertaken, that we make every effort to have maximum disclosure. I think that's a predicate to having the integrity enhanced and public confidence enhanced.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anything else? Okay. Let's move to Roman numeral number 4, new or other business. Okay. Number 5, is there a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to Executive Law 9419B?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are now moving into executive session. Thank you all.
How you feeling? Got a lot of aerobic exercise.
Ready? Okay. May I have everyone's attention? We are now back in the public portion of our meeting. There are no actions to be reported out from executive session in this public portion of the meeting. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Happily.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.